What's happening, gang? It's your boy Retro back again with another reaction video. Yeah. Today we got another huge update. You guys can probably already tell by the title, it's going down. We've got yet another reporter. I'm not sure what's getting into them, what's gotten into the water with these reporters. We got yet another reporter flying off the handle. This newest clip, we've got Trump's VP pick, Vance, absolutely silencing, destroying the CNN reporter after he mentions his kids. I'm excited to check this one out. What's going on here and why this reporter felt the need to mention Vance's children in this segment. So to get straight into it, I'll save my thoughts. Just make sure you guys hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, guys. Doesn't cost you one dime. Hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. Let's get into it, y'all.
Done touring the border. Vice President Harris has contended that you and President Trump, former President Trump, had tanked the bipartisan border deal that would have provided a lot more funding to support the border. What is your response to that?
Well, look, the bipartisan border deal was actually a massive giveaway to illegal immigrants. It would not have solved any of the problems that Kamala Harris has caused. I mean, they came into the administration, they promised from day one that they would suspend deportations, that they would reinstate catch and release, that they would end remain in Mexico. They implemented these policies, and it had the intended effect of opening up the southern border. What happened is that Kamala Harris, who was the border czar, decided that this was not good politically, and so they tried to implement some new law that actually wouldn't have solved the underlying problem. They have the tools necessary. They just need to empower Border Patrol to tell people who want to come in illegally, you're not allowed to do that. They just need to use the authority that the border czar Kamala Harris has.
I want to ask you.
Right there, that's all it's going to take, guys. Vance laying out there in the most simple. That's what they are so scared about this guy, Vance. You hear it all the time where they're calling JD weird. They're calling him, it's like nonstop. They're like, this guy's weird. They're trying to push that agenda, but really is that he's just an articulate, well-spoken man. They're scared of the, the poise that he has on the camera behind. Even it's a woke CNN reporter. Vance is going to tell it how it is, and that's what they're truly scared of, guys. Right there, Kamala Harris was appointed border czar. Vance saying it in the most polite manner that she ignored her job. She has all the tools necessary, has all the resources, but she's still, just negligent to her job. Get her out of here. Get out. What is she going to do with 4 years? What is she going to do with a presidential term but run this country further into the dirt? Get her out of here.
Allowed to do that. They just need to use the authority that the border czar Kamala Harris has.
I want to ask you about the former president's comments yesterday to the National Association of Black Journalists, where he said,
here we go,
Vice President Harris is, quote, all of a sudden black. As a father of 3 biracial children, did those comments give you pause at all?
They don't give me pause at all. Look, all he said is that Kamala Harris is a chameleon. She goes to Georgia 2 days ago. She was raised in Canada. She puts on a fake Southern accent. She is everything to everybody, and she pretends to be somebody different depending on which audience she's in front of. I think it's totally...
That right there is totally fine to say, they're going to hammer this point. They're going to keep hammering it. I just feel like we just seen, what was his name? George Stephanopoulos, just about losing his seat over the comments that Donald saying that it was a slur. Donald Trump, saying that she's all of a sudden black. But it's true. She has been a chameleon, trying to fit in. She's only black when she needs the vote. Vance right here. This reporter is almost out of line to say and bring up his kids, kind of mention or try to bring it back to a personal level, like saying, you've got kids. You should be offended by what Donald Trump said. But Donald Trump didn't say anything with, malice or hateful intent. He literally just stating facts. We didn't know that Kamala Harris is black. He didn't even bring up the subject. If I'm, recalling this correctly, I watched the whole thing, NABJ. That journalist definitely, what was her name? Can't remember her name. I'm so sorry. But she was all on Trump's grill off the top. As soon as the interview started, she was saying, you're the one, you're the one that's been saying this. You're the one that's doing this, doing that. And Donald Trump was simply just clearing the air. I don't like how they're trying to paint this picture, get that agenda going that Donald Trump is some type of slur monger. He's out here just, throwing out slurs here and there. No, let it go, guys. She stepped up and she got slammed down. And it's a valid question. It's a slur because it's a question? I don't understand that.
And she pretends to be somebody different depending on which audience she's in front of. I think it's totally reasonable for the president to call that out, and that's all he did. I mean, look, she's running as a tough-on-crime prosecutor, even though she implemented open border policies. She's saying that she wants to support the police, yet she wanted to defund the police just 3 years ago. It's totally reasonable to call out the fact that she pretends to be somebody different depending on the audience she's talking to.
You used that word chameleon yesterday as well. You're someone who was an unabashed critic of the former president previously. Now you're his running mate. You're someone who have text messages out there now that say, "I hate the police." Now, yesterday you said, "I back the blue." By your own standard, are you a chameleon?
Look, I criticized Donald Trump 10 years ago, and we've talked about it, and I've made a good argument to the American people about why I think he was a great president and why I think he deserves re-election. That's different than going to Georgia 2 days ago and putting on a fake Southern accent when you were raised.
You know what I mean, though? They're trying to compare apples to oranges right here. They always try to do that with the left and the right. They compare such just a minuscule situation to something that's so monstrous. Kamala Harris, her flip-flopness versus J.D. Vance, a change of heart is what it was. Over the course of 10 years, yes, someone can grow up, someone can mature, or, your thoughts, opinions on someone could definitely change. Something could have happened that swayed or changed the way that J.D. Vance feels between 10 years ago and now. Like, come on, guys. This guy isn't just some flip-flopper overnight like Kamala Harris. She flies to state, depending on the audience, depending on the face she's going to put on, a different mask for every single audience. Like, I hate that they do this, man. I really do.
Deserves re-election. That's different than going to Georgia 2 days ago and putting on a fake Southern accent when you were raised in Canada. So I think it's totally reasonable to change your mind. Has Kamala Harris stood for a tough debate with you and explained why she wanted to ban fracking and now she doesn't, or why she wanted to defund the police and now she doesn't, or why she wanted to open the border but now she doesn't? It's reasonable to change your mind. It's not reasonable to run and hide from the media and not answer the American people's questions.
Now that right there, that is a solid answer. I'm going to say that right there is what got the media ready to cower down and buckle behind the J.D. Vance, y'all. Coming through heating up Kamala Harris saying, hey, the difference between me and her is mine was 10 years ago, was a change of heart, not flip-floppiness overnight, fly by the seam of my pants. This was, Kamala Harris is scared of running from any type of accountability behind her flip-flopness. She won't even answer questions, whereas I'm at least man enough to come out here and say, hey, I had a change of heart. That was my bad. I own up. I've definitely said some, ill things on Donald Trump's name in the past, but guess what? That's changed. I feel a whole different way. And as for those texts, I don't even think he addressed that, but I would definitely be interested to see what he meant by saying he hates the police. I haven't seen that text, but the Dems are always reaching. They're just grasping at straws at this point because they know their candidate is incapable of beating Donald Trump toe-to-toe, no matter who the VP pick is. I don't even want to get started on that guy. We'll get in that another time, but I think it was like Tim Walz or something. That guy is, oh my goodness. I think Kamala Harris may have just sold the whole campaign behind that pick. Oh my goodness.
Change your mind. It's not reasonable to run and hide from the media and not answer the American people's questions.
He was also asked yesterday if you were ready to be president on day one. He kind of dodged the question. What do you still have to do as his running mate to prove to him that you are ready to step into that role?
Well, I think Donald Trump was answering a political question, and he was answering it correctly. He said for years that who the vice president is doesn't really matter politically. Most Americans are voting either for Kamala Harris or for Donald Trump. They're not voting for the vice presidential nominee of either party. Look, I'm absolutely ready to be president on day one. I've been a businessman. I've been a United States Marine. I've been a senator. I can do the job, but politically, he's just right. People are voting for Donald Trump primarily.
So why are you out here today then if you aren't necessary to this process?
Well, I didn't say I wasn't necessary to the process. I can certainly make an argument that borders.
Here we go. See, that's how quick. Why he said? Why are you out here? If you feel like you're unnecessary? No, he did not. He never said that. That's CNN, MSDNC. They always are trying to put words in people's mouths, guys. That's not what he said. He's definitely impact. He's just saying that no one's voting based off of who the vice president is going to be on the ticket. I've been saying that for quite some time. I've been saying Kamala Harris can make some, breakthrough VP pick that's going to win her the entire. No, that's not what's going to happen. It's going to be Kamala Harris versus Donald Trump. She's going to have to somehow, show up with the courage to debate Donald Trump. If she could win the debate, maybe I could say that the polls may go up a little bit for her, but we already know that's unrealistic. That's far out of this reality, guys. It's a bit of that Trump derangement syndrome for anybody who believes that Kamala Harris would show up and actually beat Donald Trump. I'm going to finish here, but I just don't like the way they try to gaslight or put words in people's mouths. Like that's
necessary to this process.
Well, I didn't say I wasn't necessary to the process. I can certainly make an argument that borders are Kamala Harris has failed the American people, but I think ultimately they're going to be voting either for Kamala Harris or for Donald Trump.
Yo, there we have it, guys. That was a solid appearance at the border for JD Vance. I don't know, he's definitely winning a little bit in my book. I feel like he's gaining my support little by little every single day. I did hear the comments where they were saying that he was some sort of a traitor, and everyone's kind of saying that, you know, JD Vance shouldn't have been Donald Trump's pick. I'm always in favor of, you know, just hearing someone out, or, you know, seeing for yourself. I've got to see JD Vance for myself, and right here, what I'm seeing, I'm liking. This guy is willing to own up to his, you know, past actions and words, you know, come out and correct himself, you know, present himself as a very poised, articulate young man. I feel like JD Vance definitely is going to be ready day one. Donald Trump definitely sees something in him if he's picking him as his VP pick, his running mate. You got to think this is Donald Trump's last term, so there's no way that he's going to pick someone that he doesn't see any, you know, potential in. JD Vance has definitely got some type of sparkle in his eye that Donald Trump's seen. I'm excited to see where this ticket can go. Definitely hop in the comment section and let me know your thoughts. JD Vance coming out absolutely silencing the woke CNN reporter, trying to compare apples to oranges on every single occasion. Get him out of here, guys. Definitely hop in the comment section. Let me know what you thought on that. Also, make sure you guys hit that share button. Share this out to as many Facebook friends as possible. Share the truth, you guys. Also, make sure you guys hit that like button. Doesn't cost you one thing, guys. Hit that like button for your boy. Also, hit that subscribe button as we're on the road to the truth. Hop aboard for the journey. I'll catch you guys on the next week.